So if you're looking at this and you see this, you're looking at it correctly. It's exactly what I wrote. Um, Man intentionally gets HIV to infect others. Here in Newsweek, man who intentionally contracted HIV to infect others, they sentenced him to 50 years in prison. So this is really just validating what I've been saying to those people who you go on these web who these people are. You don't know what their true intentions are. You don't know if they are mentally unstable. You don't know if they really are trying to get in a relationship with you because they really are looking for a real relationship or love. You don't know if they are angry and they did what this man did right here. And unfortunately, here in Newsweek, we do have a story. He's but one of probably others that are out there who would stoop to this level. If you don't know what keeping your pants up is, this should kind of give you a clue. Man who intentionally contracted HIV to infect others. And fortunately, they looked at it as a serious issue. They didn't just say, oh, you're going to get a talking to or you're going to get counseling and we're going to let you go. They gave him 50 years in prison. And so this is pretty disturbing. This is by Christina Zahoa. And this was recently an article that was put out. And so I believe there's a video behind it. But an Arkansas man was sentenced to prison after he admitted it, that he intentionally contracted HIV so he could spread it to others. So his name was Stephen Koch. He's 25 years of age. He pled guilty to exposing others to HIV as well as 8 counts of child pornography. So it gets worse. Child pornography he was involved in, possession and methamphetamine and possession of drug paraphernalia. The Northwest Arkansas Democrat Gazette reported this. And so the circuit judge, Robin Green, sentenced Koch to 50 years in Arkansas Department Correctional Facility Center. Green also ordered him to register as a sex offender and banned him from unsupervised contact with minors and imposed a suspended sentence agreement to 10 years. So, which will come into effect after Koch is released from prison. And so this is him pictured here. Now I want young ladies to see this photo of this young man. He's 25 years of age and he doesn't look sick, does he? He looks like he's healthy. And he looks like he looked like he could be an athlete. He looked like he could be a young man. He's not bad looking, you know, for women who would be interested in a guy like this. So by looking at him, you would know that he intentionally got infected with HIV so that he could go and infect others. This man knew what he was doing. He knew what he wanted to do. And he did it for a specific reason. Whatever that reason, it was very evil. Or maybe he had some mental issues. Of course, we can tell there's something going on, of course. But his name is Stephen Koch, 25 years old. And he was sentenced 50 years in prison for what he did on Monday after he admitted to intentionally infecting himself. Now, he wasn't even sick. He didn't have anything wrong with him. But he went and got the disease so that he can infect and spread it to others. Who does that? That just doesn't add up, does it? You would think somebody would be, oh no, I'm not going to get infected with anything like that. I mean, maybe he had some other issues going on. We could only wonder. So apparently there must be a video behind it, but I'm not going to really go into any video or anything like that. But I'm just going to show his photo right here. And so I'm just wanting to know, these women who are going on these hookup sites, and you're going around and you're trying to meet these young men, and just asking the question to people nowadays, these young men, you're meeting these women. Let's turn it around on the other end. It goes both ways. You don't know who these people are really. You don't know what their true intentions are. You could only wonder. Now, if you got people like this running around, you got to be careful. They got these hookup sites and people get on them, and you think that people are telling the truth. It's easy to make up stories and to lie. Some people are good at lying. They're good liars. They're good at convincing you and a whole lot of other people that they're honest and they're trustworthy. And some people now, ladies should know, some guys will tell you everything you want to hear so they can get in the bed with you. All the nice things you want to hear, take you out, wine you and dine you, tell you all the things you would want to hear. And then if you have women, and I say we're emotional, women are more, I feel, emotional in some ways. You like poems and going to dinner and cuddling up and somebody paying attention to you and listening to you talk about the things that you aspire to be, the goals that you have. Could you imagine a young man like that doing that? And you would think it was just a perfect relationship, only to find that this person, he didn't invent it in the beginning. He didn't have HIV, but he got it just so he could infect you. And you're not the only one. Others out there. And then to find out his background is in child pornography. I wouldn't be surprised if he was involved in the incels group. We've been hearing a lot about that lately. And so these are the kind of individuals that you have to be on the lookout for. People who do this type of stuff. Young ladies, be careful. Young men, I'm sure I've seen some stories where there are women who they will do this kind of stuff. They're angry. Some people who have, maybe they didn't intentionally get it, but they already had it because somebody gave it to them. So they're then angry, and then they go out and try to infect more people. So just be safe. You need to be safe. And there are people that are also who they don't go to the doctor. They don't want to go to the doctor. They don't think that they should go to the doctor. They have these beliefs that, a man doesn't need to go get checked out. Or maybe they're afraid because they don't want to hear the C word, and the C word is cancer. Most times, I believe guys, if they don't go to the doctor, it's not all the time because they just don't want to go. Sometimes they don't want to go because they're afraid of hearing that C word, and that's cancer. And I know I had a friend that didn't want to hear it, but he ended up hearing it anyway, that C word. because a lot of times when you go to the doctor, they always look for things and you don't want to hear that bad news. But if you've been with people that you don't know what their health, their sexual history is, and some people just don't know, they just really don't know. And maybe they're not doing what this guy did, they're afraid. And maybe they had a past where they made some choices, some bad choices, and who they choose to get involved with. And this has happened a lot to people. Some people, they get in these relationships, they're looking for a relationship. They want to have a relationship, and then they wind up finding somebody who is intentionally doing these type of things, or who they weren't careful about their history. They're not telling the truth, or maybe they don't even know. They don't want to know. They know something's wrong with them, but they're afraid to go check it out. And then you end up becoming, a victim of this kind of thing. Just be safe, people. Well, anyway, this is in the Newsweek, and it's not just in the Newsweek, it's in the other papers too. So it's in the Newsweek, and it's also in the New York Post, and it's in WSPA.com. So you need to be careful, people. Be on the lookout. And what makes this story so crazy is the man, he didn't have this. He went and got himself infected to deliberately give it to other people. Who does that? Oh my gosh. People, be safe. Be safe out there, because there's so much is going on. So much is going on. You wouldn't believe that people could stoop to this level of craziness. So I'm going to leave this story and I'm going to end this. Give me your thought, your feedback on this right here. I mean, if you have not seen what crazy is and what evil is, you're seeing it when you see a person can stoop to this extreme. Something that could possibly be fatal. Because if you don't know that you actually have it, and you're walking around sick and you're trying to figure out, well, wait a minute, why am I sick? Because you were with somebody who had a malicious intent to infect you with something that could possibly end your life. Like, comment, subscribe, and thanks for listening.